Hello there, Site 42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP Foundation. Welcome to another coffee break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director of Site 42, and I take some time each day out of my busy schedule to inform you all about the SCP Foundation's inner workings, whether it be the anomalies we contain, the staff who do the containing, the groups of interest who really don't like that we do the containing, or of course, hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that fall outside of the Foundation's purview, either because they're on a different pataphysical narrative level or maybe just another multiverse, i.e. fandom. Starting up, Stop Motion Guy, congratulations on being the first chatter of the stream. Scarlet Fox, Chesta Factory, Chaos Goblin Dogs, Dark Duality, good to see you in the chat. Thank you for being members. And Dr. Hot Dog, Billy the Goat, Jet, and Cookie. Welcome to chat just for being you. Thank you for correcting my spelling. As you can tell, I am not a VIVZIEPOP person. And so I don't know anything about Has-Been Hotel and that whole side of the fandom. Let me just correct that in the title so it's not going to annoy me the entire time. See, that's how much I do not pay attention to that particular side of the internet. Oh, by this, I thought you were insinuating that Homestuck was anomalous. I plead the fifth in that case. Is that title for real? Read the rest of a title. No, it's a joke. Chill. If you look at the thumbnail, there's a very prominent SCP shit poster on Twitter who posted a very funny meme about VIVZIEPOP making the new SCP animated show, since all of the internet is in a tizzy about VIVZ taking over the animation duties for Homestuck. And that drama, I am not sticking my feet in it any more than to just make a quick passing joke and get the hell out. That is way above my pay grade. Yes, Avery, that is exactly what we are referring to. Doc, what is your favorite pizza flavor? Well, intern hat, I am a fan of extra pepperoni, a meat lover's pizza, or I could go for a Hawaiian if I need something refreshing. And if you don't like pineapples on pizza, then I'm sorry for your loss. Kyle, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. So as a starting time check, we have approximately 35 minutes to 45 minutes left in this stream. As I said, it is a coffee break, so we are going to be only staying for a little. Do we need a badge or something for signal boosters? I think I'm going to draw one. Well, Mobile Task Force Sci 42 signal boosters, to my knowledge, does not have an official badge. I think someone has made a fan one before, but I don't know where it is, so maybe you make the next one, and maybe people start wearing it as a profile picture, or a little badge in their banners or something like that. But I have no coffee. Think I'll get a cup of joe. Did you not watch today's short? Do not get a cup of joe anywhere near 294, please. The medical bills go through the roof every time. Should I make a Site 42 chat bingo card and send it to the fan art email? Well, intern American, that will have to go through a certain check of don't be mean to the chat too much, but it could be funny. We will look at that when you do that. If someone makes a signal booster badge, tag me in a community post so I can make it IRL. Oh, Avery is thinking about making badges now. Badges, eh? I got news that I'm a Class D in Site 42, so see you soon, bud. Well, intern trooper, it looks like you're going to have a bad time, but that's to be expected for D class. Sorry for your loss. Or for the loss of you, I guess. We are in your walls. What is this? My walls are solid. There's nothing that can... There's no space for something in the walls. What does this mean? We're in your walls. I don't understand it. Where did this come from? I'm going to do a little meme research. You're all weird. This is the kind of people I have to work with at the Foundation, huh? Protecting humanity with these types, huh? I'm in your walls. Meme origin. I want to know, where did this come from? I'm living in your walls refers to a series of memes in which a person claims to be living inside meme recipients' walls. The phrase, spawned by a viral TikTok exchange in April 2021, was really used as a way of provoking mentally ill individuals. Oh, that seems mean. Although in memes, the original meaning has sometimes been abandoned. It better be abandoned. Okay, so, yes, cool. Okay, well now I learned something today. I wonder if you all learned something from this too. The internet is a large and terrible place. Terragal, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a loaded baked potato on your way past the commissary. The color of the number is how the word is made through eternal concepts that exist in the past during the future of the liminal space. Is that a cognitohazard meant to give me a migraine? The color of the number is how the word is made through eternal concepts that exist in the past during the future of the liminal space. Have you been huffing what they're cooking up in the Surrealistics department again? You need to go detoxify over at medical. Jeez. Silent follower, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a calming cup of jasmine tea on your way past the commissary. We never said we were normal. Yeah, but we like normalcy at the Foundation. It's kind of our whole thing. Normalcy. Normal. Non-anomalous. It's part of the application process, okay? And if it's not, someone in hiring supremely effed up. Agent Starbricks, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a chicken Caesar salad on your way past the commissary. How would the Foundation contain horror AU sans? Is that a specific AU sans? Or is that like referring to, there's a lot of horror AUs of Undertale. I've seen what the internet did to Undertale video. I understand that this is expansive. This is worrying. Horror AU sans. What does this mean? Is this horror exclamation mark sans? Or is this horror sans without the exclamation mark? See? Is this horror tale sans? Which one is it? There's too many. This is a terrifying place to be. Silent follower, thank you for sharing a corgi laughing, probably at my pain of trying to figure this out. All right, so it's horror tale. Okay, that's the one you're talking about. Insanity and starvation has overtaken the underground, and after an incident, Sans was damaged, turned unstable and twisted, and changed by the underground by making them hunt humans to sustain themselves, becoming a violent, unpredictable, cruel, and twisted killer and butcher. So, powers and abilities. Horror slasher, strong, fast, react to snatch you up quickly, blades, bone spikes, theorize without his eyes he cannot create blasters, so put his eyes out. Extreme resilience and determination not to die, perhaps being completely immortal entirely. Control magic, contorting monsters and making them blow up. Weaknesses are his brother. Well, we would have to utilize Papyrus then. That would be a, I don't know exactly how because it doesn't give me enough details in this little roster here. But we can leverage the care for Papyrus to, you know, we at the Foundation love a good hostage after all. Whatever you got to do to keep the anomaly contained. Oh no. Oh, why did you donate and say that? SCP-4521, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Go ahead and get yourself some maple syrup on your way past the commissary. SCP Homestuck crossover when? Let me just a quick moment. Well, first of all, we already know that SCP-2721 includes a direct reference to Homestuck. Because the only reason the world was not destroyed by the incredibly dangerous satellites was because one of them found Homestuck online and decided that humanity was worth saving in a long roundabout way, including finding an identity for themselves beyond a killer satellite that destroys all humans. So there's your SCP-2721 is your first Homestuck SCP crossover. But let's see if we can go deeper, because it's going to hurt me if it is. Homestuck is mentioned in SCP-1459. 1459. The tale, Sometimes It's Not Funny, contains a Homestuck reference. The tale, Different Kinds of Nihilism, contains a Homestuck reference. A comprehensive list of mobile task forces has a Homestuck reference? Excuse me, what do you mean? What do you mean that there is a Homestuck reference on the mobile task force page? Oh, what the hell do you even mean? I've got to open up all the tabs because this is not the main mobile task force list. This is the comprehensive list of task forces. It's even deeper. We got to go deeper. Homestuck. In SCP-4413, Mobile Task Force Eta-73, codename Trekkie's Tale, was charged with working with a person of interest to undo the effects of SCP-4413 on the webcomic Homestuck. That's one version. Secondly, Mobile Task Force Beta-12, codename Kickstarter Incentives, was tasked with defense against metafictional dissensions into the webcomic Homestuck, heavily implied to be the Midnight Crew from said comic. So apparently the Midnight Crew is Mobile Task Force Beta-12 from SCP-4413. How about that? How about that? How's that for your SCP Homestuck crossover? There's no escape. There's no escape. There's no escape. Oh. My first experience with Homestuck, I've never actually read the comic, but I worked at anime conventions for a long time, and all of the troll cosplayers were in full effect back then, and the bathtubs cleaning the gunk off the body at the hotels and the hotels getting mad at the conventions was legendary. That's my first experience. Okay, walking away with Homestuck for a moment. Time check, Senior Researcher Frogman, and thank you for being a member as well as asking very important stream questions. We are currently approximately 20-ish minutes from the end of stream. 20 to 25 minutes. Terragol, thank you for donating again. I may have been spending some time with my friend in Surrealistics. Unrelated note, he offered me a drink, and I took it. Now my thinking weird. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you're going to need to go to medical and decontaminate from that. That is going to take you wild places for a little bit. Just when you get back, tell me what the color puce tastes like. Ten Tails Gaming, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a nice pretzel with a beer cheese dip on your way past the commissary. Howdy, howdy, howdy. How's your break, Dr. Chairman? Well, howdy to you too. And I had a pretty good break. All of my trip went according to plan. Can't complain. And now we're back and ready to bring the Foundation to the people. But only the people who work for the Foundation. Or PR from people in Broken Masquerade universes. You know, the usual. I see some Ko-Fi donations have come through. I got to make sure I don't miss those. Chesta Factory, thank you for your Ko-Fi donation. In case you don't know, if you go to the Site 42 Ko-Fi, which you can find in the links in our descriptions and all that, it just is the same as a regular super chat, but YouTube doesn't get 30% of it. So it's a little bit of a longer route, but it rewards the community. If Chesta Factory, make sure to grab yourself some, you saw nothing, at the commissary. No, you can grab yourself some saltwater taffy on your way past the commissary. If Mistborn, the magic users, not the book series, were to be contained by the Foundation, how would they be contained? I'm guessing they would be Euclid or Keter. Well, any living entity has to be Euclid at least. A living entity cannot be safe because we have to at least pay attention to them to feed them and keep them contained in case they try to escape. Okay, so a Mistborn magic user. It depends on how they do their magic. So, Mistborn. What do they do? Ah, this is that Brandon Sanderson person I've heard so much about. Okay, I'm having trouble finding out the limitations of a magic user in Mistborn. Probably because the title of the book is the same as the title of the person. Magic systems. You saw absolutely nothing. Allomancy, Hemalurgy, Ferrochemy, Allomantic Table of Metals, Iron. Okay, but what do I, 3 magic systems. Allomancers have the ability to use or burn metals to fuel a variety of physical or enhancements. So an Allomancer, you just can't give them any metal. Then they can't use their power. Ah, there is a Mistborn Allomancers who are able to gain power from all allomantic metals and are some of the most powerful characters in the Mistborn series. So they can burn multiple kinds of metals. So we have to contain them in a... We have to do the magneto to them. We got to put them in a glass chamber. Easy. Done. Done. I did it. I'm so smart. Containment Specialist of the Year is in the bag for Dr. Sherman. Yep, they want to use metal as magic, put them in a glass chamber. The Magneto strategy always works. As long as we then keep people from rescuing them, because that's always a problem. $4521, thank you for donating again. You can't fight it, Dr. Sherman. You can't fight the Homestuck. I know, it's all over the freaking wiki, apparently. Miko the Silly Goober. Hey, I'm sorry to hear about your pet. That is very sad, and I hope that your future pet endeavors are better, and I'm glad that I can cheer you up with funny SCP memes. What's behind the gate that SCP-001 is guarding? Well, intern Odor, the most popular assumption is the Garden of Eden. So we know it's a garden of something. Sade, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a, you know what? Grab yourself a cheeseburger on the way past the commissary. Hello, as a fan of SCP stuff, what games would you recommend? I played Lobotomy Corporation recently, but I know that isn't the same thing. LOL, love to hear your thoughts. So when it comes to SCP gaming, the big problem is we don't have a lot of AAA games in our space because we're an indie community and the Creative Commons keeps most people from making stuff in our vein. So while you have games that are very similar in theming, such as Lobotomy Corporation. I keep hearing about this Roblox game Pressure that has some SCP-esque themes, slightly different. But I think the king of SCP gaming, outside of, you know what, let's not forget that SCP-5K, a co-op tactical shooter in the SCP universe, and SCP Fragmented Minds, which plays a lot like, I think it plays like Prey a little bit, at least in the chapter that I played that's open for pregame. If you can see my stream and videos of it here on the channel of me playing Chapter 1 of SCP Fragmented Minds. So, highly recommend them. But for outside of the SCP verse, if you want finished games, you can't beat Control. Control is inspired by the SCP universe. Remedy Games just changed the IP so they could copyright it properly. And I don't like that so much. I'd love it if they just made an SCP game. But business is going to business, and that's why we're building up Site 42 in the SCP community as much as we can. That way, we can help people make bigger and better games. I, for one, want some SCP games that are a little more story-focused, a little less shootery, because shooting doesn't get you very far in the world of anomalies. I mean, you play the game Fear to know how well that goes for you. And those were like super soldiers or something. Meanwhile, so yeah, those are going to be my suggestions. Try 5K or Fragmented Minds, even though they're in, pre-release, they're not full games yet, but support them. That way, when they do come out in full, we have them. And then, for now, Control is a good SCP-like game. Chris the Direwolf Boy, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a nice rack of lamb on your way past the commissary. Drake, a dragon princess, holds up a cookie to Dr. Sherman. Here, cookie. It got it from the commissary. Got your favorite type of cookie by saying the cookie was for you. Favorite kind of cookie, huh? You know, people rag on it, but oatmeal raisin cookies are pretty fantastic. White chocolate macadamia ones, also very good. And then there's one kind of cookie, I can't remember, but it's got like little caramel chunks in it, and that's very good. I don't know that I have a favorite cookie, but I probably get one cookie more than the others, and that's the one they'll get for me. Rhea, thank you for your first donation. Not thank you for your first donation. Thank you for subscribing to Site 42. Welcome to staff. I really want to donate, but I can't. Hey, Multiverse Phantom, it happens, and I am checking the white names and the green names in the chat for normal questions as well. If something stands out to me, I answer it. I do my best, and Remember, even if you are broke gang and you can't donate, by being in the videos, by being in the chats, by commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing YouTube business, you are an honored member of Mobile Task Force Psi-42, codenamed the Signal Boosters. And it's our job as a community here at Site42 to signal boost the SCP community as best we can, whether it be the wiki, the authors, the artists, the game devs, the filmmakers. I'm just here making memes and talking and yapping. Maybe one day when we get Markiplier money, I'll be able to make my own SCP short films and stuff. My dream project is doing an Choose Your Own Adventure YouTube series, like In Space with Markiplier, but doing it as Containment Breach. SCP Containment Breach with Markiplier, or more likely SCP Containment Breach with Dr. Sherman. But you would be a character running around, running from anomalies. I think that would be freaking cool, but we need Markiplier money to do that. So, the journey continues. We will not stop. We follow in the footsteps of giants. Cool Man Fight. Thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a brisk iced tea on your way past the commissary. Hello, Dr. Sherman. How would the SCP Foundation deal and contain Lobo from Superman? So Lobo from DC comments. Lobo DC. Comic book character scaling is always terrible. I've learned this from the Death Battle guys. Powers and abilities. Ruthless Bounty Hunter. Finishes the contract no matter what, even if it means risking injury. If he has a counter contract for even more money, he'll fulfill the new one. Extraordinary Strength of Undefined Limits. Varies greatly. Different artistic interpretations. Anywhere from barely being able to lift a mid-sized vehicle to being a strength similar to Superman. Superhuman durability. Healing factor. It's always a healing factor. Superior senses. Armed and unarmed combat. Genius level intellect in matters of destruction and violence. Can create complex virulent agents and antidotes. A spacefaring motorcycle, I knew about that. Lobo appears in a two-part crossover with The Mask. Oh, sweet fancy Moses. Ugh. Desk is just in the back channels of the chat saying, we don't contain Lobo. We just don't do it. It's not going to happen. We don't do it. There is a limit to what we as human scientists can do. Yes, we can contain some pretty good things, but usually those higher level beings are contained through rituals that keep them out of our universe so we don't need to deal with them. Because otherwise we're dealing with the maybe we can pick it up while it's injured in enough of a state that we can like lock it in a medically induced coma or something. We are very shy on options here when it comes to entities like that. Woof. Richard Jones, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself some beef jerky on your way past the commissary. Hey, Doc, how would one classify and contain the X-Parasite from Metroid? Well, it is just a parasite. We could put that in a vial and be done with it, right? Extremely hostile, shape-shifting organism. Assimilate both DNA and knowledge of other life forms. Incorporate those features when they take new hosts. Single-minded drive to consume and spread leaves them a threat to all other life in the cosmos. The Metroids. So yeah, this is one of those things where the Chozo created the Metroids to stop the X-Parasites. And so any universe where we did that, we would do the same thing. We'd have to create a counter species. I'm trying to find more things on the database here. Reproducing at an exponential rate. Replicate the victim. Can even interface with technology. Of course they can. That doesn't make logical sense, but why not? Working with anomalies is such a pain. Before Metroid were evolved beneath the surface, trapped underground until the Chozo discovered the X while mining. Recognized them, they created the Metroids in order to keep them at bay. In the manga, the Chozo refrained from informing the Federation of X-Parasites because they feared the Federation would seek to exploit them as a tool. That sounds like something we would do, to be honest. Cause our own Apollyon class containment breach. Samus infected by the X. Overrun. Yeah, creates an explosion that kills all life on the planet. That sounds like something we would do to contain a threat like that. The nice thing about games like this is usually the characters do something similar to what we would do. Because it's the right thing to do to save the universe. Yeah, let's say we were the Chozo and we found them underground. We would start by creating containment procedures. If we couldn't lock them in, we would have to create our own Metroid to contain them. And then once they got out, I mean, this is an Apollyon waiting to happen, and the Foundation is toast if we're the planet it starts on. Let's see if I've got any in the tags here. What about tag for parasites? I know we've got a tag for parasite, right? Parasitic. On the SCP Wiki database, there are 165 anomalies tagged as parasitic. So I would suggest checking out the tag for more information on how we deal with various types of parasites. Especially pairing it with, if we go to the tag search, and we look up both tags for parasitic and self-replicating. Now there, we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 anomalies. There are 9 anomalies that are both tagged with self-replicating and parasitic. So either 1452, 1407, 1368, 3063, 3617, 3646, 5712, 5902, and 7241. Those would be the closest we would have on the database to that kind of situation. You can check on that. And hey, Chaos Goblin Dogs, your question yesterday about the Smiler infection you and your friend were coming up with sounds a lot like a magnetic cognitohazard that we would have to contain by isolating you guys and not letting you speak to people. Just so you know, that sounds like the way we would handle that. Cool Man Fight, thank you for donating again. I like the game RimWorld, since it now has a lot of things the SCP Foundation would contain. I have never heard of RimWorld. I'll have to take a peek at it and see what it's about. SCP Pochescu, thank you for your first donation of today's stream. Grab yourself some oatmeal on your way past the commissary. Go Home Annie is a good example of a story-based game. Also, hi. You're right, I have heard of Go Home Annie as an SCP game. I have not played it yet. Maybe I need to play it soon. Give it a try. New year, get some new gaming videos on the channel. We haven't done that in a while. Could be fun. Voidy, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself some venison on your way past the commissary. Love your stuff, making my SCP animation series too. Oh, well thank you for the compliment, and good luck on your SCP animation series. Maybe drop me a link in the business email. I'll take a peek at it real quick, see how you're doing. I can't guarantee to share every SCP animated series because we need to see things are actually gearing up before you just like send people there. But yeah, well, we can talk business. We can talk business. I want to support any SCP projects where the person is actually making the thing. SCP animated series are the most likely one for someone to start it and then never do it again. Site-42 staff, congratulations. Mobile Task Force Site-42, codename Signal Boosters. You've got the likes and the viewers exactly even. What a beautiful line that is. And now it's over. You did it. The algorithm trembles before the Signal Boosters' might. We will pull people into the SCP fandom, kicking and screaming if we must. Oh, the view count jumped up mightily. All right, Sci-42, well, you can beat it again. Good luck. Nix Ender, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a Snickers on your way past the commissary. Would an adaptive acid work on SCP-682 from 294? So A, I don't even know how the acid we have on 682 works because I figure it would have adapted to the acid a long time ago. It doesn't destroy it, but at least it slows it down. Now, the thing I forgot to mention, I think, in the 294 video today, or did I mention it? I don't remember exactly right now, is that we put the 294's 682 killing liquid on a different SCP, an anomalous turtle, that makes it rain whatever liquid gets on the turtle. So it rained the fluid that kills 682 onto 682, but because it was rain, it was scattershot, and because it didn't get every cell of 682, 682 survived and respawned. I don't know if I even brought that up in today's video. I don't know if I knew about that at the time I made that video. Sade, thank you for donating again. I thought I might as well throw my hat into the ring. What would containment for their freshoots from Lobotomy Corp look like? I'm aware both pieces of media are very similar, however, I'm curious if containment procedures would differ. Their freshoots. What is its anomaly is the real question. Humanoid abnormality that wears a large cloak and gray clothing. Color palette. I don't care about its color palette. No discernible features besides eyes, head, arms, and legs. Carries a large gun. Most likely a Martini Henry with him. Abilities. His ability triggers when the Keyfoth counter reaches 0 by doing request commission. Decrease 1 when an agent with justice. Decrease 1 when a normal or bad work result. Unlike manager gears design, differentials blah 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 blah. Fires a powerful bullet that flies from the left of the screen to the right. It can pierce through any wall, abnormality, or employee, dealing massive black damage. Attachment work is replaced by commission work. You don't need an agent to perform this work. Blah 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 blah. So it shoots gun good. It shoot gun through things. The last bullet will puncture the heart of his most beloved. The moment the hunter heard that, he sat down and shot all the people he loved, telling the devil, this magical bullet can truly hit anyone just like you say. The final bullet, then seventh, then punctured his own heart. Traveled numerous worlds, doing whatever he felt based on impulse. The marksman realized the devil no longer followed him. He pondered why and realized his soul had already fallen to hell. The contract had been fulfilled, so the devil had left. The marksman, now a devil himself, continues to pull the trigger to gather the souls of others. So, all this says is we'll shoot through hearts. Piercing damage. Does it teleport? Does it have any problem? We can't just lock it in a box? I mean, we can't lock it in a bulletproof box, so with enough bullets, it could pierce its way out, which is annoying. We would have to disable it, but based on its longevity and stuff, I'm not sure that we could put it in a medically induced coma to knock it out. I don't know. This one's deep. I need to do some more research. Viv is making an SCP show. Read the rest of the title of the stream before you have an emotional response. All right, guys. I need to speed run the donations now because I have to get to work. So here we go. I'm running this down. We are in the last minutes. Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, thank you for donating again. Drake, gives you some scales that naturally fallen off while still healthy. I suppose I give these to you? Scales are good for testing. Like that, we don't have to test in any way that will make your matriarch angry. So yes, good. Terragal, thank you for donating again. The color puce tastes like chicken. I hate that. Why does everything taste like chicken? Even the color puce. Infinite Dragon, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a Twix on your way past the commissary. I'm free. Your defenses are amusing, Dr. Sherman. Were you locked up somewhere? Huh. Well, we'll get you back in a box eventually. Our teams are pretty good. Desk. By the way, Dr. Kami is talking about a game named Pressure. Pressure is a Roblox game that is rather SCP-like. Escape Goat, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a cup of miso soup on your way past the commissary. Do you have any personal rivals or nemeses in and out of the Foundation other than a certain tree? Well, yes, 4521 is a known nemesis of mine, as is that thing. SCP-729-J. Also, I know he works for me and all, but sometimes Steve pushes it sometimes. Ocean Monk, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself some onigiri on your way past the commissary. Drowsy, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself some red vines on your way past the commissary. Never scare me with a title like that ever again. Ha 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 ha. Got him. Got him with the meme title. Got him with the meme title. Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, thank you for donating again. Have a nice rest of your day at work. Well, thank you kindly. I intend to. And that is the end of the donos, and I've got to run to work. So, as is stream tradition, at the end of stream I tell you my favorite SCPs. You know they're not the SCPs I wrote. I wouldn't do that to you guys, but you can read the SCPs I wrote at the Sherm's author page and Site 42 Hub on the SCP Wiki database. There are all the SCPs I wrote, as well as some that I gave voice lines to or did some audio for. Also, on the next tab over, you will find some donation links. You can become a Site 42 patron. That benefits us, our moderators and editors, as well as myself. Keeps the whole staff happy. What's the phrase I'm looking for? The YouTube channel memberships are also a good way of donating monthly. We have our Ko-Fi and our YouTube Super Chats if you want to donate one donation at a time. And remember, as we said earlier, even if you're broke, gang, because trust me, the way the world is right now, and especially if you're an artist and you're in an arts community, then yeah, times are rough. But broke, gang can still be a part of Mobile Task Force Psi-42, codename the Signal Boosters. And by liking, sharing, subscribing, and doing all those YouTube things, we bend YouTube to our will. We bring the people to the SCP fandom, at which point we get bigger SCP films and games. Whether we get big enough to make our dream projects ourselves, or we support other projects in the meantime. And that's due to you guys, so thank you for your service. Gamer77, thank you for your 3-month member message, Mobile Task Force Captain. Can I get a time check in? So I haven't been participating in live streams for a few weeks. I just watched the first all-week Friday FDEC. Well, yeah, FDEC. Don't tell them I said that, though. And yes, we are ending stream right now, but that gives you the opportunity to keep catching up. And thankfully, all of our travel streams were short, so it's not going to be as hard to catch up. Just keep going down the playlist. And then, Maram, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. So, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980. Trigger warning for the last one, it's a rough read. Speed round 3999-3043-008-J, Spooky-J, 5031-5175-5320, and 8980. Content warning for the last one. It's a woof. And so with that, Site 42 staff, this has been Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director of Site 42, signing off from another Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. See you in the next video or stream. I've got a smile on my face and I've got four walls around me. I've got the sun in the sky, all the water surrounds me. Oh, you know, yeah, I win now and sometimes I lose. I've been battered, but I never bruise. It's not so bad. And I say away, hey, hey, it's just an ordinary day, and it's all your state of mind. At the end of the day, you've just got to say it's all right. The credit song of the day is Ordinary Day by Great Big Sea. Have a great rest of your day, fam.